you want to start being rude, I'll mention your mother.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the most brutal showdowns in Come Dine With Me history.
As I saw Tina hobbling out the door, I thought it was a joke. Like, I literally couldn't believe it.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 20, the whole episode.
No, whether Trotkin is or not.
Now, children!
No, the real world existed. No, you've got to do something. You think you can bully everybody, right? Just for a minute, just listen. Just listen for once.
What happens when you host a cooking competition featuring 4 highly political individuals from opposite ends of the political spectrum? It doesn't take a political theorist to figure it out. They end up arguing constantly. This happened for the 2010 election night special, which ended up being their first and last political episode.
We're going to give the workers scallops. It's scallops for the workers. All the workers deserve scallops. There's nothing too good for the workers. Come on.
It featured Liberal Democrat Brian Paddick, journalist Rod Little, Trotskyist Derek Hatton, and finally ex-Tory Minister Edwina Currie. 3 out of 4 of them proved they could argue all night.
People thinking they're going to win the argument by shouting louder than the other person doesn't seem to me to be the way that one should behave at a dinner table.
You're wrong, Brian!
The 4th, Brian Paddick, spent the whole event trying to keep them calm, but failing hilariously.
3 of us round the table love an argument. 3 of us round the table love winning an argument. 3 of us round the table will argue till the cows come home. One of us was the host, who doesn't like noise.
Number 19, Charlotte criticises store-bought pasta.
And let's go, baby. Ready for this? What's the master at work?
In goes pasta, shop bought, samphire and the meat.
Not cooking every single item from scratch is a surefire way to guarantee criticism in this competition. This has led to a ton of dramas, like this one featuring Giovanni, who controversially used store-bought pasta. Fellow contestant Charlotte doesn't hold back when she learns this.
You're Italian, Gio. Did you make your pasta?
No.
Why not?
Fresh pasta cooks so quickly and it's so easy to spoil.
You could have made your pasta with you could have made it with drum wheat.
It would have been as much of an issue if he hadn't been so critical the rest of the week. Plus, he owns his own chain of Italian restaurants.
I'm just getting a little bit frustrated now about the amount of pedantic behaviour that's going on when I appreciate good food, good friends, fine dining.
Another contestant, Claire, doesn't mind. Instead, she's blown away by his steak. This becomes funny when you see the horrific steaks Claire cooked on her own night.
Steak's banging. It's really lush. Best steak I've had this week, including mine.
Number 18, James represents men.
Tonight, I'm going to represent the men. I'm going to go in there full guns, glory and blazing.
I think you mean all guns blazing?
This contestant, James, was the only man in his lineup. This led him to proclaim one night that he was representing men, then proceeded to be as rude as possible towards the others.
To me, it's really tender.
Can I have a word now, please?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just have some food before it goes cold.
How rude are you? She was already talking.
I want to shut her down.
He was overly critical, judgmental, and nothing but unpleasant. At least on the bright side, he gets verbally decimated by an old lady, Daphne, who doesn't know the meaning of holding back.
Well, the thing is, you've just got big-headed because you're the only man among us.
Amen to that.
There it is.
Come on, girl. I'll raise my glass.
We'd like to see how he would behave at an all-male dinner party, and if he's only this irritating because he's surrounded by women. Despite his rudeness, he managed to get 28 out of 40 points on his night, earning him joint second place.
You're having a draft in you? You're putting fizz in a wine glass.
It's okay.
That's proper chav.
No, yeah, I am a chav.
You're not a chav.
Of course I am.
No, I thought you was a lady last night.
I'm a chav queen.
A chav queen.
I am.
Number 17, spiking a veggie.
What? The potatoes?
Potatoes just parboiled and cooked in goose fat in the oven.
I think the penny's dropped.
Vegetarians are often stigmatized by fellow contestants. A lot of meat eaters are irritated at having to cook a special veggie dish, plus a few of them think they can get them to eat meat. Here we see a host not care at all about catering to his veggie guest.
For Christ's sake, what does the bloody girl want? Maybe I should give her a bit more. Maybe I should put some bloody meat on it as well for her.
Oh, the perfect host.
Not only does he serve her parmesan, failing to realise it's not vegetarian, but she ends up eating potatoes cooked in goose fat.
You're getting right on my wick, to be honest, and I think that you've been very rude, you haven't enjoyed anything, you're too fussy to please, and to be honest, I couldn't care less whether you ate it or you didn't eat it.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but he fails to realise this is a cooking competition and he doesn't have a chance of winning with that attitude. Even Dave Lamb was fed up with him, and to no surprise, he came last.
I've had my chocolate, I've had my bread, I've had my steak, and I've had my potato.
Is anyone else sick of him? You'll have to wait for his score.
Number 16. Govinda calls his wife a pig.
I think Tina, and this is in no way a reflection of how she looks, but I think she's a bit of a pig.
What sense? Jaw to floor, Govinda!
Honesty is the best policy is a common saying, but conversely, so is, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. One contestant decided to be brutally honest with his wife, comparing her to a farm animal on national television.
He's a lad, isn't he?
You look like a pig.
I think Tina just likes to lounge about a bit, but she very much so looks after the children. She's a mother at heart. And they cuddle each other. I think it's kind of cute.
Even just for a joke, you should never call your partner this, especially right after they called you a tiger.
Govinda loves winding me up, don't you, babe?
But I love winding Tina up, because every time I do, she decides to clean the whole house. Absolutely perfect.
He apologises in the bedroom interview, but it doesn't feel genuine. Plus, she looks on the verge of tears. Supposedly, he winds her up like this mainly to get her to clean the house.
No? I'm sorry. I love you.
Number 15. Sea Bass Gate.
Where did you get that?
It was in a restaurant.
Can I assure you it wasn't a sea bass steak yet?
No?
No.
No?
There's never in this earth there's a sea bass steak.
Explaining fish terminology to a fishmonger will come across as a bit patronising to the fishmonger. The host serves up what she calls a sea bass steak, but fish expert Bernadette claims such a thing doesn't exist.
I was phoning around fishmongers and they just didn't have that.
Because it doesn't exist.
But they would have told me that wouldn't exist.
It doesn't exist, that's why they didn't have it.
Oh well, learn something new every day.
But I don't know. But I'm a fishmonger, so...
Rather than calmly discussing the specific terminology, then moving on, they instead passive-aggressively bring it up every single night.
If I go to Tenerife, she goes to 12 Reef. That's the kind of girl Bernadette is.
We've never seen so much drama surrounding fish semantics.
Who knew sea bass was such a controversial topic?
I'd call it Fishgate.
It even led to one contestant crying, which had to be cut. At least they apologised to one another in the final moments, so it had a happy ending.
You're calling yourself a fishmonger and you're calling me a liar. There's a big difference.
I didn't call you a liar.
You did?
Number 14. Debbie storms out.
If we were married, we'd be having a divorce.
Were you still 98% right?
Yeah.
Say it, Deb.
Oh. Uh-oh.
The couple's version has featured a plethora of relationship dramas, which can be captivating to watch, in the same way a car crash could be. One infamous example is of Debbie and Richard's heated drama.
When I am wrong, I will apologise.
Is that somebody else?
Oh, this is a bit awkward now.
They first confuse the guests when they mention not living together. In the kitchen, they're ridiculously passive-aggressive.
Time to plate up, I reckon.
Who's...
Well, it doesn't really matter, because these are all the same, doesn't it?
It's a good idea doing steak, then.
Yeah, just get on with it.
Things eventually get so bad that Debbie slams the door on him and walks off. Some people wonder if they were even really together, theorizing that they broke up shortly before filming, since it feels like they hate being around each other.
You've done it now, Dickie.
I'm in the bad books.
Don't say. What did you do?
Just being myself. Oh, my God.
Number 13. Age-guessing blunder.
Do you think I'm 65?
Jerry Halliwell is not that old.
No, Jerry Halliwell. So, okay, she was what, 20 in the 90s?
You think I'm 65?
No, I don't, Karen.
Few games provide drama as consistently as guessing each other's ages. It's confusing why anyone makes serious attempts at it when it's so risky. One time, rudely guessing that contestant Karen was 65 led to her walking straight out of the room.
Is a woman of my age too old for you?
Oh, you're too much for me. I think I'd be a bit scared of you.
Oh, I'm leaving now.
Oh no.
What a diva.
It's not even the meanest thing said around this dinner table. The host compares one guest to James Corden, arguably crueler than a knife to the heart.
I know I would choose for you, James Corden.
Oh, that's a good one.
Cheers, mate.
The moral of the story is, if you're ever trying to guess someone's age, just give them a joke answer, or don't answer at all.
I think I look a lot younger than 65. In fact, I think I'm an attractive woman, and I've had a bit of a hard evening.
Let's not forget that massive egg on your leg.
Number 12, Caravan kerfuffle.
This caravan was bought for the purpose of my children.
Don't push it, Claire.
No.
Warned you.
All right, Richard, come on, come on.
I have tried my best with you.
Claire Gaunt will be remembered for years as one of the most troublesome contestants in the series. She was consistently stirring the pots, instigating shouting matches around the dinner table.
Lemon posset, which Richard is serving in his caravan, his pride and joy.
Oh, you're having a laugh, Richard, aren't you?
I hate caravans.
Be nice.
It concludes with the final host serving pudding in his beloved Caravan. Sadly, Claire has a vendetta against caravans, leading her to offend the host so badly that he's escorted away.
I hate caravans. It's minging. It's cold. I don't want to go to bed in my pyjamas.
Claire.
If I'm abroad on holiday.
Shut up, please.
Things got so bad that they had to wait a few days before revealing the scores. Much to everyone's dismay, she ended up winning the competition. Quite a lot of viewers thought she sabotaged it though, by giving everyone brutally low scores.
Claire was being a little bit difficult going into the caravan.
A little bit?
She says she doesn't like caravans as well. I hate caravans, but I was the first one in.
Number 11, bad joke offends Tina.
The most perfect piece of pork she's ever had, that's why she's left it.
That was really, really below the belt.
Few contestants were as infamous as Tina. She spent the whole competition with her sass levels turned up to the maximum, but as soon as someone talked back, it was too much for her to handle. She insists on arguing with Reese, pushing him into making a dig at her.
Let's move on, Tina, shall we?
No, I'm not moving on. No, if you want to have this out, let's have it out. Last night, have you got a problem with me, Reese?
When he finally does, she's so insulted, she leaves the room. Tina then rudely slams the door when it's not even her house. We're as perplexed as the rest of the guests, especially since she was literally asking him to argue back. The lesson to learn here is that if you don't like being insulted, don't push people into insulting you.
Honestly, flummoxed by Tina's reaction to that. To me, it was a pithy, witty little one-liner, throwaway comment, no malice intended.
Had it been anybody else, it would have been really funny.
Number 10, Aaron makes a fool of himself.
You really do much, darling, if you be honest.
You know, I'm obviously doing something. Well, she's saying I do and you're saying I don't, so there's a bit of a contradiction. So if you want to have that between yourself, feel free.
Do you ever find yourself in an argument where you're not really sure what all the fuss is about? That's how most of the guests at the table must have felt when Aaron and Bishamba locked horns. Aaron is very keen for the other guests to notice his gym gains, but Bishamba couldn't care less.
That's good, that's good.
So, yes.
Do you not like my attitude?
Earlier today I haven't liked your attitude, no.
So why didn't you tell me like you just said you would have?
Well, we've had that conversation, so I've ended that there rather than go on and ruin it for two other wonderful guests here on my table.
So you're backtracking.
So of course, Aaron takes offense and keeps on arguing with the host. Our sympathies go out to Ferg and Carrie for having to watch this incredibly stupid square-off in person. It's great fun viewing from the comfort of your armchair, but we can't think of many punishments worse than being stuck there.
I don't want that. Can we just...
Yeah, no, I didn't want that either.
Number 9, your mama. Sicilian Salvo is one of the spikier contestants in the show's history, and this tense conversation demonstrates exactly why. He offends the guests early doors, who quickly seize the opportunity to try and wind him up. He's surprisingly good at holding it together, until they mention his mother, that is.
I'm cooking, actually, you know what?
Mother.
I'm cooking.
Your mother's
You know, I'm Sicilian. Usually, when the people are bad.
Then the mask slips off. Big style. Salvo was always going to be a ticking time bomb, but it's funny watching him explode after holding it in for so long.
Can't say. Joking.
No, you don't joke with Mum, especially with Sicilian.
You was joking, weren't you?
Maybe the goading is a little unfair, but it's easy to see why the others felt like pushing their luck with him. Every man has his limits. At least we know where Salvo's is now.
And that was like, it was the marinade.
Amanda, can we stop blowing?
Oh, I'm
trying. Thank you very much.
I'm crying. Not with the lamb. It's the marinade.
I'm trying.
Number 8. Smoking tension.
As they say in South Africa, gesondheid.
And as they say in Wales, hoil.
Once you've decided you don't like someone, you want to pick on everything they do. And that's exactly what Sharon does when Colin draws awareness to host Annie's smoking habit.
I used to say, oh, it's not a craving. I smoke because I enjoy
Hold
it.
on here now. Hold on. I need to excuse my actions to no one.
What was previously a simmering tension rapidly spills out of control. Annie proves she's a nasty piece of work and comes back for the next episode all guns blazing.
Right, so what's the reason you smoke then?
What the hell's it got to do with you?
It's a total car crash of a dinner party, but as far as television goes, it's utterly sublime. Sharon and Annie are a couple of gladiators, and we are mere neutral fans enjoying the bloodbath.
Do you understand the words shut up?
Or even stop talking.
There we are, that's better.
Number 7, non-stop bread insults.
Did you bake the bread yourself?
I didn't make the bread.
Okay.
I bought the bread.
Okay.
Only on Come Dine With Me could such an innocent baked good become so contentious. Hosts Ange and Dave find themselves under fire from guest Sam in the most British way possible. Passive aggression.
The funny thing is when you say plain and simple, if you knew what went into the sauce of making that.
Yeah, but we made our own bread and sauce.
This is one of the politest, most civilised arguments we've ever seen. Nobody raises their voice or points fingers. It's just a meal's worth of fighting over store-bought bread and sweet chilli sauce in clipped tones and fake smiles.
I know, because it takes a lot of effort to toast bruschetta and pop some prawns on, you know, but it's very tasty, very tasty.
It's so classy you do
Prawns
it.
on toast is lovely. You've done it very classily. The lime was a lovely touch.
Why scream when you could gently suggest toasting bruschetta doesn't take much effort? We've heard of keeping a stiff upper lip, but this takes it to a whole new level.
Please say something, anyone.
Number 6, eating off a knife.
I'm never going to be invisible, Heather. Never.
I know, but it's in your thoughts.
There's always someone who has to outdo you at everything, and that's exactly the role Heather Horsfall steps into here. Whatever fellow contestant Zyra does or says, Heather has to go one better. It's the sheer hypocrisy of her one-upsmanship that makes this such an incredible moment.
You used your knife, young lady. You don't get your knife and go...
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yes, you did.
Heather criticises Zyra for eating off a knife, but then proceeds to literally burp at the table.
Eat a few... Oh, excuse me.
Eat what you can.
Where is the line, Heather? What etiquette guide do you have to be reading that permits gas, but not using a utensil? It's heated moments like this that define Come Dine With Me. Number 5, anti-culture Andy. It's hardly rare to see tensions rise quickly on the show, but the bad blood between Andy and Chris forms so quickly, you'd be forgiven for thinking they were long-time mortal enemies.
How do you know he's a man of taste? You've not met him, you've only just met him.
Oh, because of the oozing of charm and sophistication that emanates from him, obviously.
Playwright Chris is immediately put in the firing line by Andy, who doesn't believe that his job constitutes a proper living.
There is no need to tell the barmaid that she has a fat bum. It's just being unnecessarily rude.
Poor Chris's bewilderment at this entirely unprovoked attack is incredibly relatable, while Andy's boorish onslaught is a perfect encapsulation of a Come Dine With Me argument, petty, illogical, and remarkably silly.
I'm not being funny, you're not really in the real world either, are you really?
I might be in a different world, that doesn't mean it's not a real world.
There's just no need for it. Number 4, dress sense insults. Unless you're Keith Chegwin in Naked Jungle, we all wear clothes, and most of us don't think twice about the threads on our pals' backs. But that doesn't stop nightclub owner Brian from ripping into poor David's choice of attire.
I was disappointed in you, David. Yesterday I seen that you down dressed
I thought maybe it's just a one-off, you know. He sees how we dress. I think he's going to make a real effort.
His casual outfit is entirely inoffensive. We happen to think he looks pretty good, but for some reason, Brian thinks it's the perfect punching bag.
You know, judge them a little bit on how they dressed, you know. If they didn't dress well, they're going to spend a lot of money in the club, so we don't want to let certain clientele in.
Perhaps he was just jealous of David's getup, or perhaps he just felt like being rude. Either way, it's very awkward, very tense, and entirely unnecessary. Just how we like our Come Dine With Me.
You talked about your club.
With the club in the middle of selling the club just now.
Not enough clientele?
Touche!
Number 3, Peter Marsh's meltdown. The man, the myth, the legend.
In 4th place is me.
Since first airing in 2016, Peter's outburst at his fellow contestants for ranking him last has become infamous, and we don't need to spend long explaining why.
You won, Jane.
His rinsing of winner Emma is hilarious, as it is ridiculously rude and contains numerous catchphrases that have since become staples of British culture.
Because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
From "Dear Lord, what a sad little life" to "You have all the grace and decorum of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on," Peter's tantrum is simply iconic.
So Jane, take your money and get off my property.
Number 2, Heather is peed off.
I don't believe this.
Another day, another sore loser on Come Dine With Me. Predictably, Heather's overly critical attitude sees her voted into last place by her fellow contestants. And equally predictably, she kicks off about it.
Someone's got to come forth, haven't they?
No, because my food was better than any of yours. Seriously.
This has all the hallmarks of a classic Come Dine With Me moment. Blaming the other contestants for her loss and swearing about their meals, check. Feeling peed off at the result, check. And storming off in a huff to go to bed, leaving the guests alone in her house, you guessed it.
I could have given you a 0 because yours was right?
What more do you need? Heather Horseful, take a bow.
I'm sorry, I'm going to bed. Forget it. I'm so upset. That is so sad.
Number 1, throwing food in the bin. Yes, it's that man Salvo again. We've already seen how mentioning his mother can wind him up, but it turns out there's another no-go area with him too, criticising his food.
You've really been bitch with me today, I swear.
When his meal comes in for some tough love from his guests, Salvo loses it and lobs one of the contestants' plates into the bin.
I don't really care how much point you're gonna give it to me. I don't care. You've been bitch with me. That's it.
Very stressed
You stressed me today.
After the episode had aired, he claimed the girls were ganging up on him. Well, that's hardly a surprise with the way you've been acting, Salvo. And it's not exactly an excuse for throwing their food away mid-meal either.
You know, you've made me not want to eat this now because you're being rude
Doesn't
to
matter.
me.
If you don't want to eat it, chuck it in the bin.
I'm going to leave it there. You can chuck it in the bin.
I'll
You're the gentleman that's serving the food.
Salvo, man.
I'll chuck it in the bin. That's fine. I'll chuck it in the bin. It's fine. That's it.
Read the room, Salvo. Read the room. Do you know of any especially tumultuous episodes we didn't mention here? Let us know in those comments below.